Okay, folks, popular for children. This is probably something you can do during a lockdown, is to make some, well, let's just give us a hint, fairy bread. Make some fairy bread for your children during lockdown as a lockdown treat, maybe you could call it that. So when your children are being homeschooled, you can give them a treat at lunchtime and give them some fairy bread. I know it won't take away the sadness of missing their friends and schoolmates, but it's better than nothing. And I do think maybe we can make some fairy bread. Get some nice white bread and give them what they like, fairy bread, and make something up to reward them, folks. Make it a bit fun. Maybe in the future they may want to be in a lockdown because they're getting such good, nice treats for it. Okay, let's see what this is. Let's see. It is dollar sweets, hundreds and thousands. And we've got them there. We're going to enlarge this section and stretch it vertically, and we're going to do something else with the copy of this. But basically, hundreds and thousands, and kids absolutely adore these. They do. So make them a few bits of fairy bread, and hopefully a lockdown won't seem such a pain in the ass for your children after all. Although I know they're going to miss their friends. But it's better than them contracting the Delta strain of coronavirus, which kids are not immune to. Now that looks like it's a bit too thin. I might make it a bit smaller than 300. I'm just trying to pull it across the page. But basically, it's really difficult for children to deal with their lack of social contact in the school. If I was back at school, it probably wouldn't have affected me too much because I never had the luxury of a social life. I got bullied and teased more often than not. So I'm sort of used to the idea of it would have been nice to be away from these nasty kids. I would have preferred to have been at home because I could deal with not being teased and bullied. It would be a good thing for me. Now that looks interesting. We're going to take a section, then we're going to shuffle. So I don't really have much of I had more enemies than friends. So school was a place of hatred and horrible and lessons that I didn't enjoy. I really hated school, folks. I just couldn't get over how horrible it was. I just didn't have the luxury of being able to go to school and have peace and quiet. That was a very much not even a luxury. It wasn't there virtually. As long as there were fellow students in my midst, teasing and bullying would happen. And I couldn't stop it. I had no control. I couldn't try to keep a low profile, try to be quiet and try to sneak around. It never worked. Which really, 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 I just get so pissed. I just really felt like I had no fun in my school days. But I had to deal with that, and I had no choice. Folks. Maybe if I was a kid living through this pandemic, I probably would have considered this something good, especially if I didn't understand how dangerous coronavirus was. But not having to be with all those horrible student people. I just really hated school, and I never had any affinity for school, and I still hate school because it's left scarring. Left a little bit of scarring on me. I'm going to try and make this into a marbled piece. So if you're a parent and you're watching this video, maybe consider making some fairy bread for your kids to make lockdown a lot more fun than what it otherwise would be. I do think maybe this could look better like that. I do think, even though we've got that ugly void, or maybe this could be the centre of the job. That's a good question. But basically I really hated school, and school hated me, and I was always at war with the other students, and sometimes a fight would break out. I had brain damage at birth, which meant I couldn't learn fast or easily, and I just couldn't learn shit. I do think I also have Asperger's syndrome, which made the social side of things an absolute torture. I don't consider the Asperger side anymore as a disability. I do feel it's probably one of the best characteristics I have going for me, despite the teasing and bullying that it attracted. I'm trying to get in touch with a lost loved one, and with this pandemic I'm not able to get in touch with him, even if I knew where he was, or if there was a way of getting in touch, which I'm trying to find. Well, basically there's no way I can even see him, so I wouldn't be it'd be against the law for me to meet up with him. I'm pretty sure it is. So I'm relying on people to get vaccinated so that this stupid lockdown finishes. Yes, we need a lockdown. It's not stupid in that it's a practical thing, but it's something I'm not enjoying, and it's restricting my life. But we need more people to take AstraZeneca, despite the fear that people have of it, of being the vaccine that causes the deadly blood clots. But you're more likely to die of COVID or a car accident. They say, the authorities and the medicos say that the benefits way outweigh the negatives. We've got to consider the numbers. No, I wasn't good at math, folks. Consider this. I got 13 out of 100, 3 out of 100 for my half-yearly math exam, and it was my year 11 half-yearly math exam, and I would have been the lowest scorer in the whole of my fucking year. And yet I understand the math that AstraZeneca is a lot better than catching COVID or having a car accident. I may not I'm not smart in the math area at this stage, but, I understand it, and if I had to, I would take Astra. So that looks really quite interesting. I think now we can call this demo quits.